Hello, I've reached recently level 100 on my Twisting Blades org and wanted to share my Paragon board with you. So let's have a look at it. Let's expand. First of all, I'm using like the glyphs Combat, Turf, Control, Efficacy, Exploit, and Closer. And they are actually not all level 21, which is like the highest level. So this Paragon board is for doing high level dungeons and, for example, using quite a few runes in armor. So you have like enough damage most of the time, and yeah, you kind of need to do something for your survivability in the high level dungeons. I also did some calculations how I can increase my damage by 10%. This is, for example, by adding like another global multiplier by 10% or increasing like dexterity by around 190, or in this case 189. Increasing like close damage or skill damage or stuff like that by 90%, or increasing vulnerable damage by 39%, and increasing my crit chance by 6.5, or like the crit damage by 67%. All in all, this would be pretty similar for all of you. What's important is that vulnerable damage is roughly twice as effective as normal damage, since you can't get like that much vulnerable damage, and you actually get like from the glyphs a lot of normal damage, which is here, no, not this one, here, damage to close targets, damage to crowd control targets, and stuff like that. Or here, cutthroat skills damage. This all adds up into normal damage. But yeah, this doesn't really have that much influence on the Paragon board. But yeah, let's have a look what I'm using here. So I'm using first the combat glyph in the first socket, going my way here, taking a few armor glyphs. Then I have like the second board, which is the no witness board, I have the turf glyph. Taking here again something for survivability. I'm taking along the way the rune node, which is not that important, but 50% to healthy enemies is quite decent. Also 15% crit strike damage is definitely also something. And then I'm going into the tricks of the trade board. Here I'm using the efficacy glyph, which basically gives me more armor, which is the important thing. Damage to elites is also okay, but as you can see, like compared to needing like around 90% damage to have like a 10% increase, it's not even a 5% increase in damage. What's really nice here is the rare node Havoc, because like the critical strike damage which you get from this one is around 30, 37, 45, 52%. 52% is not 10%, but it's close to this. And this is only for 6 points in it, which is really nice. Here on the next one, which is a Cunning Stratagem board, I'm using the exploit glyphs. Exploit glyph is the additional effect from the exploit glyph is really good, which is giving everything vulnerability for 3 seconds. This is basically really important for you in dungeons. Most of the time in like low level dungeons or lower level dungeons, everything dies in 3 seconds. So this is super good because it basically means that everything is vulnerable all the time. Yeah, using like all the additional strength which you can get on the way, not using the ones where you need to go a little bit further. So vulnerable damage is roughly twice as effective as normal damage, but since it's only like 3.7 or 4% if you get it to level 21, which I don't have right now, it's level 19. Yeah, it's actually not that much. Then going into the next board, which is the sheep shot board. And here I'm also taking the legendary glyphs from the sheepdot. I think you need to basically take it if you have the penitent greaves. With the penitent greaves is absolutely insane because in dungeons you always have crowd control enemies around and you always get your 10, 15, 20% additional damage, which is super nice. Let's go back to the board. Taking here the additional armor along the way, because I feel like in high level dungeons, like the one thing which you're lacking is not the damage, it's kind of the survivability, and I think this really helps you quite a bit with that. I have here the closer glyph. So basically every dexterity point gives me, right now it's level 17, 5.5 cuts with skill damage, which is a little bit better than the 5% damage which I left out in the beginning. But yeah, if I get to level 21, it actually gets like a bit more better. Yeah, and in the end, I'm using the exploit weakness board, where I'm just finishing with my control glyph. The control glyph is also really nice with the penitent greaves. In general, like the control glyph has like the disadvantage when you fight, for example, Lilith. You kind of don't want to use that, and you also don't want to basically use this board versus Lilith, because all the crowd control is in general dungeons super good. Versus Lilith not too much because she can't be crowd controlled, and yeah, then you kind of need to get into some other glyphs like using tracker to increase your poison damage. But yeah, this is right now for high level dungeons, and I think this is like a really nice board so far. So feel free to use it. Thanks a lot for watching.